Hello everyone on this beautiful, it's like Sunday, beautiful sunny Sunday. So today we're back to talk about a couple of topics. So we're going to talk about people who have the gift of psychic abilities, or more specifically the third eye, and they don't share it. And we're also going to be talking about people who are supposed to be like spiritual teachers, and some of the things we noticed that they're doing, that some stuff is good and some stuff that's bad. So we'll start off with the people who have the gifts of the third eye and they don't want to share it. Anyone, would you like to start?
Okay, the YouTube name is On Your Hero, and we got people who have the gift of the third eye who's not willing to share it. Like, for instance, when I say not willing to share it, I mean they have it, but they don't want to teach you, how to go about getting it like they did, or what worked for them. Or they'll make claims like they can open your third eye and help you open it, and then make a business out of it, and then don't. But never mention that they no longer open up people's third eye. I had something done from a YouTuber, starts with a K. I had something done by her. And if you go on the website, it's like
Her
website is like Revolution something Revolution, and it's got like a Phoenix logo. Okay, so on the website you have these three main things. It was like a jumpstart session, and it was like some other sessions. One where it's like a multi-dimensional healing session and a alien implant removal session. So the first thing you have to do is a jumpstart session. Then you can do the alien implant removal, and then you can do the multi-dimensional healing session. Okay, well, the thing is that all throughout her YouTube videos, she's an older lady, but all throughout her YouTube videos, she's talking about how she died, and then she woke up and and she came back, and she had the choice to come back. There was this blue person that was there, and all that. So next thing you know, she's got all these different psychic ability videos, where some of them she teaches, right? Okay. Now she teaches how to see auras. She teaches these different things. So it sounds like, she is sharing how to, third eye experiences and psychic ability stuff. Okay, but the problem is false advertisement. When you are telling people that in your advertisement, my gerbil was looking at me, just straight looking at me. When you are telling people that you can open up the third eye, and you're going to do it in a specific session, for instance, an alien implant removal session, and then you tell them that you need to have that you tell them that you're going to have their third eye working, and that you actually sit there and make sure that it's working, and whatever you can see that they can't see, to make sure that it sparks and that it's working, so that it will continue to open and continue to work. If you tell them that, and then they purchase, they've been trying really hard, to open up their third eye, and they can't do it, and then they actually purchase your stuff. So they go ahead and they pay whatever price you got. In this case,
$75.
$75 for the jumpstart session, and then for the other ones, it was like about $150.
Yeah.
So $150 they're paying for that one thing you promised them. So then they pay for it. Okay? Now comes time for you to do what you said that you was going to advertise to do. You have the gift of the third eye. You have a gift of opening up people's third eye. That's what you say. And that's what you say in your advertisement. Mm-hmm. And that person actually paid for what you said. Okay? So then, now they set up a date, comes time for the session. And they say this to you. You say, you actually have things highlighted, written down, all the little things that they say that they're going to do in that session. And then what happens is that they tell you this. You ask them, oh, where's the part where where you're gonna open my third eye and make sure you see it sparking. I want to do that. And they don't tell you, oh, that comes later, later during the session. They don't tell you that. They tell you this. I no longer open up people's third eye. So then you were like, what the fuck? So now your session ends and you're like, I didn't get what I paid for. And that's not what you said in the advertisement. It was right there on the website. On a website, in a video, okay? And you go to YouTube and you try to check out her videos and you try to see where is it that she gives you an update, where it says update, no longer providing openings for people's third eye and during these classes. You don't find any update. None. So then you go and you comment, like, hey, she's no longer opening people's third eye, blah, 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 blah. And then the YouTuber doesn't respond back. Okay, so that's a problem. That's one incident, okay, that I had.
What was the other incident to talk about? Like, wasn't it when you were trying to schedule, so like, he was trying to set up the, like, first session, the Jumpstart session, and, I guess I'll let him elaborate more on it, but he was trying to set it up, and he kind of went through a lot just to get it, his Jumpstart session scheduled.
Yeah, so I paid for it.
$75 for the Jumpstart.
I paid $75 for the Jumpstart session. I paid for it. Then it took them 2 months to get back to me, which they claim they'll get back to you in 48 hours. Now, the reason why they have to get back to you is because it takes 3 months to get your session. So 3 months apiece each. So Jumpstart session, 3 months. Alien implant removal, 3 months. Multidimensional healing, 3 months. To get to it, to have that session, to be scheduled for that session.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you take 2 months to contact somebody, to schedule them, you claim that you're going to do it in 48 hours. You have no update. You don't have any contact. Okay, you don't stay in contact with your customer. You don't have any update on your website or on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Google Plus, or on your YouTube account or on your YouTube videos. No update saying you're gone, you're on vacation, your internet's down, or something like that. Okay, that needs to be done. But there was nothing like that for 2 months, and then after 2 months, they finally got back to me. I just assumed. I reported for Ripoff Report and everything else like that, and I went to Reddit and I let people know, hey, this person is scamming people. They don't talk to you, and I had to change all that because eventually after 2 months, they finally contacted me, and it's like, oh, I had a death. I had a friend that was dead that died, and I'm sitting here like, man, that's not something you're going to make notice. Like, if you really need that time, you really should be telling people that. Next thing I know, I was told that I was going to be first, right? I was the first one to go. So next thing I know, I get on YouTube, I look at the comments, and I find out, I go to Facebook, and I find out that there's other people that have sessions before me. Okay, so was there really a death? Did somebody really die in the family, or did the friend really die? Because I'm looking there on Facebook, and there's comments, people saying, I can't wait to do my session tomorrow. I'm like, excuse me, I'm supposed to be first. How is all these people having sessions? Well, did you comment? Well, did you ask her? Right below those people? Yes, I did. Did she respond to me? No, she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't.
Okay, so there you go. People who have the gift of the third eye and things like that, but not wanting to share it, or will give you the false advertisement saying that they'll help you, have you pay for it, and then not. So what happened was that they just went ahead and gave me the alien implant removal for free, and they gave me the multidimensional healing for free. Now, with the multidimensional healing, you're supposed to go on a spaceship and you're supposed to, actually astral travel and see things, right? But you're supposedly using your third eye, so you're using your imagination, and she had a video of whatever's in your imagination is real. Mm-hmm. So when I said that I saw my mom on a spaceship and I saw a tiger there, what's in my imagination? She's like, no, that's not what's supposed to be on the spaceship. I'm like, well, hold up. Man, if I freaking see a caterpillar on the spaceship, then that's what's really supposed to be there, because you said that using your third eye is astral traveling, is like that, and that's how remote viewing. And remote viewing is supposed to be like that. So whatever you see in your mind, that's what you said on your video about how your third eye is a lie, how to remote view in 30 seconds. So when it comes to the actual session, and I'm telling you that I'm seeing this stuff in my imagination, therefore it should be true. Guess what? When after I said that, I was like, I thought you said everything is supposed to be in my imagination. Guess what happened? The session ended. She was done. She had to go help somebody else. All right.
Is there anything else? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a dude with the water fountain or whatever.
Oh, yeah. So he's talking about the instance where there was a guy, and at first I didn't watch the guy's video or whatever, but let's see, we both watched it. First, Anwan watched it, and then he told me about it. And then I had to I waited a while, and I finally made myself watch it, and stuff. And it was basically something where there was this guy, and he was able to open his third eye, except it took him, what was that, like 8 months or something? It took him 8 months, and basically he went on I believe he ate clean and stuff like that. How did
and he had
clean?
a Brita water filter, or he had a filter hooked up to his tap water and things like that, and he would drink distilled water. He'd eat clean. He would eat, just when I say eat clean, I mean clean, nothing fattening. So no carbs, no sugars. Eat like a bodybuilder, except for not a lot of meat. Okay, and if he did eat meat, it wasn't bloody meat. It was more like fish. It came from water. It was like water meat that comes from water, like seafood, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And so what happened was that after 8 months of doing this guy, first, he started getting, I think at first he had the instance, and I forget what happened, but he said
He was really walking with his friend.
Yeah, so he said he was walking with his friend, and he saw, a water fountain. And at first when he looked at the water fountain, it was just not flowing and stuff, whatever. But then at one point, he's seen the water fountain froze when he was, out hanging out with his friend and stuff. And he asked his friend, he's like, hey, did you see that with the water fountain? And his friend's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, the water fountain froze. Don't you see it froze? And his friend's like, no, it's flowing. It's fine. And he started getting, little signs like that of his third eye, starting to work and stuff like that. Do you know the other example he talked about?
Yeah, so then, one more month. Another month, so the 8th month, he finally had an experience.
The 9th month.
So the 9th month, he was walking around on a golf course. And he ended up he said he ended up he was walking up this hill. And the whole space around him changed. It's like he walked into a whole different dimension, a whole different world, and everything. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It was this beautiful place and everything. He walked up there. And he just found himself there, really there. Okay, it's like the dimensions are in reality clashing together, but his vibration was switching up and down to the point where he, in his pineal gland, or the melanin pineal gland or whatever, his third eye was just so good and active and healthy that he was able to see and walk through these different veils of dimensions and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, his vibration just wasn't stuck low, so that's what scared him. And he did this to find out if it was real. And so next thing you know, when he came out of it, he was on the golf course and he was not in the same spot.
Yeah, he walked
he walked like a mile. He walked like a mile.
Yeah.
He was walking a mile. He walked like a mile in this other dimension, but when he came back to the golf course, he was like a mile away and in the golf course. And it's amazing how he didn't fall into water. How they have those water pits, whatever. But, I don't know if it was really a mile. It's just, he was a long distance. He was a long distance away from where he entered that other dimension.
Yeah.
So he stopped. He wanted to see if it was real. He pretty much stopped. And that's another example of him having the gift. He did it. He completed it. But he's not going to share. He shared his story. That's good. At least let people know the time frame, what you did, that it works. But what I'm saying is that he has it. He has the gift. But he doesn't want to share it because he feels like he doesn't want to lose his friends. He doesn't want to lose the Matrix.
Yeah.
He wants to function in the Matrix normally, like normal. So he wanted to see if it's real. Bam, he got his confirmation it was real. That's all he was worried about. There's plenty of people he could help like that, who wants to help other people. He can help them open up their third eye, all that, but he's not sharing that. And that's just the problem. He's not helping them to get through.
Mm-hmm. And one thing about the guy with walking across the golf course and not realizing it, walking for a far distance, going through dimensions, I think the thing that freaked him out a lot was just the fact that he was missing time. And I know about missing time and stuff. My third eye isn't open, but, well, everybody's third eye is open, but not to the point where you see, like, me seeing auras and, feeling energy and different stuff like that. It's not at that level and stuff. But I do know about missing time because when I meditate, there are times like last night I did a couple meditations. I did a tune-up meditation and I did a third eye meditation. It was going to be like third eye meditation for like 7 minutes or something. Sometimes I'll do like a 30-minute third eye meditation, but I decided to just do it for 7 minutes. And for me, during the second meditation, I basically had my eyes closed and stuff during the third eye meditation. And usually I will be listening to the meditation music to try to see when it's about time to stop the meditation, because I know when it gets to 7 minutes, because the music will be at a certain point. And so at first I was doing pretty good, with keeping track of the time. So about 30 minutes went by. Then my eyes are closed, and then it's as though like I felt like my eyes like blinked, but my eyes were still closed. So I attribute that to my third eye. And because my eyes, my physical eyes were closed, but another eye like blinked. And so after that, I was fine for like another minute. So the music's getting to about 4 minutes. And then like, after I blinked and stuff, then what happened was like, I don't know what happened, but I was kind of like, my focus, like, I guess, like, I zoned out or something, because what happened was I, like, was just, I know I was, like, zoned out, because what happened was is, at some point, I heard, like, not here, but like, my eyes were closed, but I seen a flash of light, and my eyes were closed, and it's like this white light, like, if somebody takes a, like a camera flash, he sees big bright light or something like that. And so I saw that flash and I jumped up, my conscience like kind of jumped up or whatever. And so with that, I jumped up, and I finally realized, oh my gosh, and I realized, I looked down at my, my third eye meditation was playing. It's like an MP3, and I'm listening to meditation music, and I realized that it was at 9 minutes. So somewhere between 5 minutes and like the 9 minutes, I was missing time. Now for me, I'm okay with missing time because I meditate and I have that happen to me a lot where I miss time. And so if you're somebody who does it, you're okay with it, I'm fine with it, because I know that means that I went really deep into meditation and stuff like that or whatever, especially when you see like a big flash like that, which doesn't happen often in my meditations. But it's a good sign of progress if you're missing time when you're meditating, because that means you went really, really deep into it and stuff, and that's really good for, your third eye developing it and stuff like that, and working it and stuff. That's really good for it. So, missing a few minutes for me doesn't bother me. For the guy who opened his third eye, him, well, he got freaked out by the fact that he was missing time, and for him, I mean, I could see if you're walking and then all of a sudden you just lose track of what's going on. Me, I'm comfortable with that because I want to, have my third eye working and stuff like that active. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to say I'm going to be okay with seeing all these beings and whatever. I'm gonna have to get used to that. But I'm all right with it because I know for me, missing time, that's a part of the journey. As long as I come back and I'm like, okay, man, it's been 5 minutes. Oh, okay, you know. Now, you know, I came to. I mean, I was in my room, you know, still in meditative position. But, you know, it was one of those things where I was not worried. That was something where my mind shut off and, you know, there was no chatter in my mind or anything. And when you get to a certain point, when you meditate, you will not have any thoughts in your head. Now, during the time I did meditate, I was thinking about dogs and this lady holding this dog and stuff. It was like, I guess I was like a dream or something, like I went to sleep or something. It was like I went into dreaming or something, even though I was conscious still and I was awake still and stuff. And that happens when you meditate and stuff like that or whatever. Now, the flash, I don't know what it was because my eyes were closed. Of course, there was nothing in my room that could, well, that was up here that could flash at me. You know, it was pretty dimly lit and stuff in the room, so there was nothing that could really do that. Yeah, I got a cell phone down there, but my cell phone's like way down on the bed, and I'm way up here. And my phone didn't flash because I didn't get a text message or anything. You know, and my camera's on the back of my phone, so I can't see anything that would do that. You know, so it was me basically going into seeing, I believe it was going into seeing another dimension, but I stopped because, you know, I guess my body or my consciousness became aware of something I was doing, and I didn't know I was doing it and stuff. But that happened during my meditation last night. But I do want to say that, you know, people who have the gift, psychic abilities, I feel that, you know, with the guy who opened his third eye and ate, you know, was it 8 months or whatever, for him, I feel like it's not enough to just share that you ate food. You know, you ate clean and stuff, and you put you know, you filtered your water. It's not enough to do that because there's going to be a lot of things people are going to ask questions about, like, okay, so, you know, what was your state of mind when you first started off doing this? You know, did you, you know, how much did you sleep? You know, which are meals? How many meals did you have? You know, did you work out when you was doing this? You know, how were people around you? How did they respond to you? Type of thing. You know, people are going to ask these questions because they want to open their third eye and they want to get themselves in the right mindset so that they can experience opening their third eye and stuff like that, and they want to do that. But if you just say you did two things, I ate clean, I got to filter my water. Well, there's like us, we drink, you know, purified water and distilled water. We already do that. You know, eating clean part, do we do that often? Well, no. And reason for that is because different people across YouTube, they will say stuff. Some people will say their third eye opened and they didn't have to change nothing. It just happened to them. You know, like there's this one guy on YouTube or whatever, I believe he was like in the army or military or something, and for him it happened real fast, you know, or something. Now, it's debatable if it really did, but, you know, for some people it takes lots of time than other people, you know. I don't personally know the guy, and I don't personally know these people on YouTube, so I can't, you know, I can't say what their actual, you know, experiences are. But if you know, I feel like if you get it, share it. You know, share how you did it. Don't be afraid to share it, you know. And I think some people probably feel like, man, if I tell other people how to do it, then, you know, it's the secret's going to be out. Well, of course it's not, because everybody's experience with the third eye is going to be different, you know. And I think that the more information we have on this, the better, because nobody really completely knows this anyway. None of us do. We're all, you know, on the path to try to get there. And, you know, sharing experiences is important. And this is something that I notice a lot of people who are, you know, big YouTubers who open their eyes and stuff like that. I noticed that with them, they are hesitant about sharing stuff.
Yeah, they say that they did it, but then they say, I opened up my third eye. But I'm not going to tell you how I opened up my third eye. You know?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of people who say that. You know, there's this one chick.
I immediately call them, like, I immediately just say, okay, this person's lying. They didn't, I mean, if you're going to say that, then you're lying. You know what I mean? If you're not going to say, you know, if they say, oh, I follow a video on YouTube, that just sounds so general. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to post
oh, yeah,
or say exactly what video it was, because if it's something really amazing happened to you, you're going to fucking remember because now you have an emotional memory tied to whatever that was. So you're going to fucking remember what it was that made you feel good because that's that dopamine. And you're going to remember what the fuck gave you that dopamine. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to remember what's the name of that motherfucking video because it's going to be in your fucking history or you're going to have it saved on your fucking computer. So don't give me that shit where you're talking about, you know, hey, I just followed a video on YouTube. I just did somebody's way on YouTube.
Oh yeah, there's tons of people who do that. There's this one chick, she had this, it's this YouTube video, and this chick, she's like a black chick or whatever, and she's holding this like turquoise crystal or something, and she's like, I open my third eye, and she's holding like a crystal up like this, and you see her face, and she's looking at the camera, she's holding a picture up like this, and she opened her third eye. That first thing she said when she got that video on is exactly what anyone said. Well, I opened my third eye up, but I'm not going to tell you guys how I did it. Well, that's making the third eye seem evil when you say that, you know, like it's a big secret or something. You know, but everybody has the ability to open their third eye, but you're just hiding it like a secret.
The whole thing is that there's nothing evil about it.
Yeah.
Because even if you're a Christian, even no matter how religious you are, if you are dreaming, your eyes are physically closed.
Mm-hmm.
What eye do you think you are using in the dream world?
You're using the third eye.
You're using your third eye. Because you're using your third eye and your subconscious, which comes together. Because you can't draw downtown. You can't draw uptown. You can't draw, you know, a whole city like that, even if you fucking wanted to from memory. But your subconscious can. And so, what are you doing? You are literally like this. But if you're dreaming right now, I'm dreaming that I'm playing with my sister at a carnival. How? How is that possible? Because what am I using? Energy. Obviously, I'm using energy and I'm using my third eye to have these experiences because my physical eyes is closed like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally asleep for 8 hours, but I'm in a whole nother place, or I'm a whole nother person, or I'm a dog. I can be anything. That's energy, which can be anything. Okay, that's the real you, which is like energy, which is like water that can take any shape and be anything. Okay, so no matter what religion you are, you can't escape it. If you're having dreams, you're using your third eye. You're just not conscious of it. So when you do something like murder your mama, and you're like, what the hell? I would never do some shit like that. That's because you don't practice to be more aware during your dreams, more aware during those times. You are just impulse. So, you know, some of the stuff is not even you. You're like, man, I wish that I had more consciousness during my sleep so that I wouldn't do messed up stuff like that because now that makes me feel bad. But really, that's where dream interpretation comes in because that means something.
Yeah, there's different signs associated with dreams and stuff.
Yeah, but if you don't want to have those experiences, you got to work on your third eye in the first damn place so that you won't make mistakes like that in a place, and yeah, it's in a dream, and you wake up like, oh, it's just a dream. But how the hell you going to feel when you come visit your mama or your mom walks into the room? You going to feel some type of, shoot, like, you know, you're going to feel that feeling like, I feel sorry. So how is it that you're able to feel emotions there and feel emotions here, but you're physically asleep, knocked out on the couch, on the bed, on the floor? So, like I'm saying, doesn't matter what religion you are, if you're dreaming, you're using your third eye and you're using energy, you can't escape it. It is who you are, it is what everybody is, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What I do want to say is that with dreams are not something that is tied to organized religion. It is not something that it's, you know, Christian, or it's, you know, it's Hebrew, or what the Hebrew Israelite, or it's Buddhist, or it's just that. Dreams do not follow a religion.
And we know this because when your dog is sleeping, your dog is running around like he's chasing after some bacon.
Yeah, so animals dream too.
Animals don't have a religion at all. So there you go.
But there is something that can happen with dreams, though, where if you're somebody in organized religion, now something that could be the case, which Anwan knows pretty well, because he's had dreams in the past when he was a Christian where he would wake me up and he had nightmares. and it would be relating to Christianity. And I woke up a lot of nights, get over my sleep. He's screaming and hollering. And I gotta wake him up. I'm like, baby, baby.
It ain't just
You
her
know.
waking up. I
Yeah,
woke
it's
up
the
a lot of
neighbors.
neighbors because
Yeah.
I screamed deathly loud because I was always taught there's nothing I can do. Only Jesus can help me. Only Jesus can save me. Only God can save. So when I'm calling out to them, you know, and they're not coming to help me or save me or and they're the only ones that can, I feel really defenseless and I don't defend myself because I feel I can't because I've always been taught that I can't. So therefore I feel like I'm going to die and I'm screaming, I'm burning in hell and everything else. So what I discovered is that energy is real.
Yes.
Okay, I discovered it through Reiki. But after I discovered that, that's when I really realized that it's something that you can feel. And since Christianity was burning the people was hung, you know, and people's got their head chopped off, you know, and people's been colonized from it, Indians, ancient people in ancient Kemet, everybody, a lot of people. Since all that energy that's negative and low vibrational, what's the lowest vibrational you can think of? What's the lowest vibrational energy you can think of? A place like hell, demons, you know, things like that.
Demons or Satan.
So
yeah.
I'm going to tell you that when I actually said with my mouth that I said my full name, accept, you know, or give my whole life to this Jesus or to this God.
Yeah,
Bible,
to be saved or whatever.
Yeah.
In church.
Yeah, I said that 100%. That means I did not know this because I didn't know about energy at the time. I was in Christianity. That means that I accepted all that negative energy through all those people that's been colonized, all those black people the slaves that's been used on, all the people from ancient Kemet, and all that energy came into me where I could feel it. Yeah, all the people who's ever been tormented, killed,
murdered, wars and stuff. Yeah, wars, all them types of people.
All of that.
All their energy, all them dying, screaming, seeing their children die, their family members die, you know, seeing, you know, people being raped, men, women, children. You're seeing all these atrocities, all this stuff.
Infants being killed, infants being stabbed, burned, you know.
People being blown up, the whole thing, seeing this trauma, you're accepting that.
Yeah, I accepted it 100%.
And you didn't know.
But I didn't know because I didn't know that that's how the Bible was presented. You know, I was lied to in church the whole time. So when I accepted 100%, with me being sensitive, like I've always been, in the place where I could feel the energy the most, which is where I'm energy, which is where all that energy is coming to me. Because you collect energy in the dream state where time doesn't affect you to come back to recharge because you recharge yourself. You don't plug yourself out in the outlet. You are self-recharging because you are energy. So the thing is that, like I said, all that negative energy is boom, 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 boom. It's just hitting me every night. And did you pray and you ask God to not give you those? Yes. And guaranteed, I shit you not, every fucking time that I said, God, Jesus, please don't let me have a nightmare, I would be so fucking pissed off because I would always have a nightmare, especially if I prayed. Because that's how shit works for me with prayers, you know. Opposite shit happen, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's just not that good. But as you can see, my third eye was being heavily affected by energy that was, you know, that I accepted, which, you know, because what I didn't know did hurt me.
What about what you saw? Then you say what you saw when you were in church or whatever, when you try to pray and what you saw.
Okay, so after I did that, my abilities went away, all of them. Like I couldn't see shadows, I couldn't see beings. I didn't have dreams of helping people. I didn't have dreams of going to different planets. None of that. I didn't see jack squat.
Soul was taken.
So I sat over here and I seen this, like, you know how when the predator turns invisible? So that's what I saw, that distortion.
Did you sit in church?
And no, I saw that right here. And it punched my right side of my head, grabbed, it opened and grabbed my abilities, and it went out to the other side. Now that's probably a real person that was cloaked or that was on the other side or some shit like that. But that I saw it before it hit me, and then it hit me, you know, and then it came out. And then I had to look up, what the hell did I just do? That's not what I wanted. I just fucked up. What did I just give 100% of my life to? What did I just, because it wasn't no Jesus, it wasn't no God, it wasn't none of that stuff, because I'm being tormented like a motherfucker. So what is this? No, I fucked up. So I wanted to see what it was. So I typed in, how do you get your abilities back? How do you get psychic abilities back when they've been taken or stolen? And it said meditate. So I was meditating, and then I started getting these early memories about, when before I was even born. I had memories before I even was born. I started getting those memories. Had videos on that already. And then I went to church, and I would go, it was time to go, they had an altar call. So I go down the altar, I close my eyes, and all I kept seeing was these fucking alien demon-like faces. Alien demon faces. Alien demon faces. Alien demon faces. And I was like, that's what's in here. That's what I immediately it came to me. That's what I gave my abilities to. That's what I gave 100% of my life to. And I stopped going. I read the Bible. I started reading it, and shit was fucked up. And the lies was plenty of lies again, lied to me in the Bible. And I left church, left that shit alone. The energy is bad news.
Yeah, it's just the fact that people don't even know what they're praying to, or they have no idea what's going on in the church. They don't know. I mean, yeah, they make it look all great. The music, the people being there, people acting nice and stuff like that, but that's not really who these people are.
Yeah, in the real world, it's easy. Just try talking to them in the real world. See what happens. Probably not going to get talked to. Probably get, you're just not going to be feeling very good. They're not going to treat you, they have to keep up appearances. So they keep up appearances through media. They keep up appearances through,
family,
the Facebook, and through family gatherings. But when you're there one-on-one, or you're there, two-on-one or whatever, and that's not really how they are. You know what I'm saying? They just keep up appearances. You might find them in a club or some bullshit while they're keeping up appearances, talking about through going to hell, that person's going to hell on Facebook and YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. But I'm just letting y'all know, your third eye is real. Okay.
Yeah, and it is.
It can be, and it's going to be effective when it's in use, which is when these eyes are closed and you're in a totally different world and you're gathering energy so when you wake up you have more energy. That shit does affect you, and energy, it didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Aren't those people supposed to be in like heaven or hell? So why is their energy still lingering out there and it's still available for me to accept and it's still hitting me? You know what I'm saying? Well, obviously because that shit is still happening.
Yeah, and what I want to bring back to with church, this is something that, and I'm not trying to beat up church or anything, but think about this. When you're in church or whatever, and you're praying and stuff, and there's people who are, and some people are going to get offended about it, but think about literally what's happening. When I was in a Catholic church, when I was a Christian or whatever, I would go to church and stuff, and there's the Catholic church, and basically there's a thing where you take communion. So you go up, everybody goes to like lines up or whatever on different sides of the church and stuff. One on one side, one in the middle aisle, and then one over here. People go out and they go up to these people, and then they give you a wafer, the body of Christ. And you say amen, and you keep going. You go to the second person, and then you got somebody who's got the wine or the blood of Christ, okay? And you drink that, and you go back, you sit down. Okay, let's think about that for a minute. You're taking communion. Body, you get, the body of Christ. Okay, well, if you're eating a body of somebody else,
you're practicing cannibalism.
Well, yeah, he kind of stole it from me, but anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But anyway.
My bad.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out later. But anyway, it is cannibalism. You are eating somebody's body. I mean, if you wouldn't go and you wouldn't, I don't care if it's symbolic, if you wouldn't go out and you wouldn't eat another person, then you probably shouldn't be doing it in church. I mean, you have to think literally about what you're doing. I don't care how holy or whatever the hell it is. Think literally about this. You
like vampires? Want to drink somebody's blood? Just asking.
And he stole that too. So
I did.
So
dang, I'm sorry.
We'll work it out later. So we will.
I'm gonna be in trouble, y'all.
But he'll be fine. But
I might be in trouble.
I will talk about that later.
I'm gonna hide under the mattress.
But anyway, but like that's what I mean. Like you're eating the body of Christ and you're drinking the blood of Christ. Like think about that. Would you drink one of your family members' blood, or you gon' gnawing their muscle or something on their arm. What's that sound like? To me it sounds sick and twisted. But when you're in Christianity, you just think, oh, I'm just doing this because God wants me to do this and stuff. You gotta think literally about what they're doing.
Oh, wait a minute.
You literally have to think about
Go
what
ahead,
that
keep
is.
telling them so, because I'm pretty sure that's in here.
But you have to think. You have to think about what that is. I mean, that's one of the things that I noticed was kind of crazy, that they were doing and stuff. He's looking for something. That's like one of the main things. Now, the thing that's weird is that I noticed in church, if I didn't do it, then I felt hurt about it. Not taking communion, the body and the blood of Christ and stuff like that. I felt really bad, like, by not doing it, because I felt like if I didn't do it, then God would be mad at me or something like that. The God of the Bible would be pissed off at me. That's what I thought, and I was kind of sad about when that happened or whatever. But I mean, just think about it. If you go to a church and you're going by rules of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to stand up. You're supposed to sit down. You're supposed to pray for what they tell you to pray for. Are they praying for your problems? No, you're praying for what they want you to pray for. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like a roll call when you go to church, and they do it in different ways. I just want to elaborate that if you're in a religion, you have to question what you're doing. Don't just go along with it. But, think logically about what's going on.
I found it.
Okay.
So this is where they're getting that stuff from. The cannibalism practice. So this is Leviticus 26, verse 29. Okay? And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. And then we got Jeremiah 19, verse 9. Okay? And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend, in the siege and straitness wherewith their enemies, and they that seek their lives shall straiten them. So there you go. Practice of cannibalism. God actually commanded you to, make you eat sons and daughters and ugh.
Yeah, but then think about it. If you had somebody, I know you guys have seen it on the news where, on the news, you'll hear about the news reporting somebody who's a serial killer, and I think there was a guy who was a serial killer, and he was got these boys and stuff, and he'd abuse them and rape them and stuff, and then he'd kill them, and then he'd chop them up. I think it was Jeffrey Dahmer. I think that's who it was. So I think it was Jeffrey Dahmer who did that. I'm not sure if it was him, but, basically he chopped these kids up into pieces and put them in the freezer, and then he eat the parts of their bodies and stuff, and it was crazy.
Maybe he's a Christian. He probably is practicing what God commanded him to do. Eats his sons and daughters.
But yeah, in the Bible, it does also talk about murdering people. I mean, and killing people for, if they do this or that. If they, some people killing their kids, if they don't. It's not specific killing the kids. It's more if the child disobeys the parent or something, then, you go to a council and then, or the elders, and they'll decide, if your kid should live, and then the child will be stoned or something like that. But then the God of the Bible kills a bunch of people. If we had, $1 for how many times if we had $1 for how many people the God of the Bible killed, we'd be rich. So it seriously, and we could do a video about that, but that would be a long video about the stuff that he does and things like that. But everybody's gonna say, "Oh, God's holy," and the Christian people they're not gonna listen. So I'm not here to convert anybody, but I will say that
What are you converting them to? Freedom?
Maybe.
Converting them to what you should have been in the first place, left alone.
It is scary though. They're
converting you back to when you was a kid and nobody bothered you and taught you this bullshit.
It is scary though. We've ran into these people. Okay, so when we're out doing stuff, there's been times where we've had people come up to us. One instance is we'll be in the Walmart. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what a Walmart is. It's a department store for those of you who don't know. And basically, people who come up to you and they'll give you a pamphlet. Of course, those people, a lot of times, a Jehovah's Witness or something like that, and they'll give you a pamphlet, or you got those people who knock on your door, knock, 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 and, oh, well, do you know about, you know, do you know about the miracles that God has done and to keep you alive and blah, blah, blah. I don't know the whole script of what the Jehovah's Witness people say, but, they'll knock on your door and stuff. But there's ways you can get rid of them. I'm pretty sure we can get rid of them with some stuff. I'm pretty sure we
Just
can.
read them the truth.
We can. But we definitely can. But those people are fun.
I'll just call them a liar and say, if that's the case, then how come everybody's family members and everybody's friends and sisters and mothers and everybody gets to burn in hell for eternity, while Satan gets to get out of it after 1,000 years scot-free, and he gets to go in heaven and chill and go and roam the earth and do whatever the hell he wants to, while everybody else is stuck there for eternity? Why is that? Just tell him. Well, if Jesus is the way and the life and the truth and everything else, then and the way to eternal life, then how come in the beginning of the Bible, God tells us that it's the tree of life is the only way for eternal life? So, why he lying? Why do I try to trick us into something else? Just tell him that.
There's a lot of stuff we can go into, but there is something else. Oh, there is something else with that. We've ran into these people. Not just like people in singles, like a person comes up and gives you a pamphlet. Not in that instance. But there has been instances where we were walking outside in our neighborhood, and there's these people. And this is the scary thing about these different sects of Christianity, or whatever. First time we encountered these people, we were at a Snooks. This is a grocery store. We were getting out of the car, getting ready to go in the store, and then this lady comes up to us and starts talking about, do you know about the godmother? And I was like, huh? I was kind of like confused and stuff. This is when we were still green and we were Christians. We still were, we were still getting out, but we got kind of pulled in a little bit by what she said. And then there was this, her and then this guy. And then the lady was talking to me and she had this Bible. She's an Asian lady. She had a Bible and stuff. She was flipping through it and stuff. To certain parts and flipping back to it and stuff like that. And then there was a guy that was talking to him. So he sections us off and stuff. And the guy, I don't know what the guy was talking to anyone about or whatever.
There was a lady at first.
Oh.
It was a black lady at first.
Yeah, but then it was a guy that was talking to me. So
when the guy showed up, they actually told us to get in the car and go somewhere.
Yeah, so it was, with that, it was weird, okay? These people, I forget what they are.
They was talking about some David, Jesus' real name was Jesus.
Yeah,
David,
they're like, do you know? They're
King
like, well,
David
do you know? No, they were saying they're like, well, do you know that? Tell me what the hell they said. Like, well, tell me about the godmother, and oh, do you know that the world's coming to an end, and this and that other, and they did want us to get in the car, and this lady wanted to set up a time. Oh, you should come to our Bible study. We'll tell you, Jesus' real name. His name wasn't Jesus. It was something else. And you can learn it and stuff. You can come to our church. Oh, when would you be available to come to our church? Trying to set up a damn appointment. And they want us to get in the car with them. Now, there was an instance where we did go to these people's church. Now, yes, it was weird, because they took us to this church and that they had. It wasn't
temporary. It was temporary too. They wasn't even really
temporary
there.
church.
Yeah, they wasn't really there. The church. It was a temporary place they was using at the time. Then they started telling us some crazy shit like, "Get rid of your families." We got our eyes with that. They bribed us with free food though.
Yeah, they had food. They're like, "Oh, we're having food and stuff." And food was good, but it was one of those things that it was okay. A lot of you watching might be like, "What the hell did you guys do getting in a car?" And stuff, and we were together, so we thought, okay, well, we'll see what happens.
No, we was Christians, so what you think?
Yeah,
it must be a test from God.
Yeah, so we went, and we went in and did that. But Anwan was like, when the guy was going over the Bible and talking about stuff, Anwan had a problem with a lot of the stuff that the guy said, and it was, it was like the back and forth between you and the guy, because she was like, well, what about this and what about that? Anwan's doubting this stuff or whatever this guy is saying. And it was pretty crazy, and or whatever. It was just crazy and stuff. And we saw that some of the people there had kids and stuff or whatever. And it's like these people, it's like they go out and they go and get people. Now they came up to us because we were a couple, you know, and what's up?
This is the notes. This is some of the notes.
I don't know if they can see it. Read them the notes if they can't see it. They probably can't. Nope, they can't see it. So read them the notes.
Oh, damn.
Just read them the notes. We're gonna get a better camera at some point, so it'll be better to read.
Okay.
But let's
So
see what
it was like, it said this. Okay, they had me where I had this timeline. So it had 3 years crossed, 31 AD, light, perfect gospel, apostolic age, 106 AD, 22, 35, 350, 354 dark ages, 850 different doctrines, wheat and weeds, wheat, Sabbath, Passover, 7 feasts, veil, weeds, Sunday, Easter, communion, sacrament, Xmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Easter, Valentine's Day, no veil, 1 Corinthians 11.
Okay, so basically, to go through some of the stuff, like what they were talking about, the wheat and the weeds. So you know how they say like the you know, you have the good plants, you have the bad plants, you know, the plants that you can use, like the plentiful plants, and you have the weeds, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. So they were trying to say, you know, people by the fruits of their labor or something. The good people are like the wheat, you know, they do good stuff. The weeds are things that are bad. So the weed part, when they were talking about like Sunday, you know, going to church on Sunday and Easter and having holidays and stuff like that, and women not wearing a veil, and the 1 Corinthians 11 and stuff, when they're talking about that, they're saying, oh, well, all this stuff is weeds, stuff that, you know, that was put into, you know, the Bible and stuff that was bad, and with, you know, Christianity is bad and stuff. But our church, we do stuff right and everything like that. You know, we have people in relationships in our church and everything. And they're saying, oh, what the good stuff about Christianity is, you know, the Sabbath, you know, the Passover, the 7 feasts, you know, and the, you know, women having a veil and wearing that, you know, when they're in church and stuff, and being submissive and stuff. And they were talking about that. Now, the thing about the whole Jesus thing was they were saying, well, you know, we actually know who Jesus was, and he had this name and stuff like that.
No, they didn't actually. They won't tell us that. They wouldn't.
They didn't tell us what his name was.
I kept asking. They wanted me to come back, and I was at home, and I said, "Then tell me what the real name of Jesus was." And they said, "Well, you got to keep coming back to our church in order to find that out." I was like, "I'm done." Because see, for people of faith and people of if you're Christian, you're always going to want to hurry up and tell them that because you don't never know when they're going to hell. So where the hell did they think we were supposed to go when we died? We can die that day. And they made a choice of not telling us what the true real name of Jesus was and all that other type
Yeah,
of
they
shit.
said it was like it was supposed to be some.
They just kept
some
talking
guy.
about King David this, King David prophecy, King David. That's all they kept fucking talking about. And so they was like, who's really King David or you know, but they wouldn't tell us the name, okay? Because it's supposed to be the good word of believe the gospels, you know, and shit like that. But they wouldn't tell us. So I was like, okay, we're going to stop going because it's not important. It's not important enough of them, and we're not important enough for them to actually tell us what's really going on for real. The part where I was done with them was when they told us, me and her, to get rid of our families.
Well, that was when we were there, but there was something. This is what stopped us from going. Okay, so I was on the internet and stuff on my computer, and I was like kind of baffled by what these people said when we came back. So I started doing some research about this supposed church and stuff like that or whatever. That's what I did. I did some research, and I came up on this thing. I think it was like Reddit or somewhere, and this guy was talking about that he met these people, and similar to the people that we met, it's the same type of church or whatever. And so the guy talked about the fact that, you know, somebody he knew went into the church, you know, those weird people's church, you know, start hearing the same stuff. And he said that, you know, the family member he knew that did it, they ended up cutting ties with their family and start going there and stuff. And basically talking about the fact that their family member had told them that, you know, the thing where they're flipping through the Bible real fast and going to this verse and that verse and going back here and there and everything and jumping through the Bible and stuff or whatever, like they know it and stuff. You know, that's just something they teach them and stuff, and that's just kind of how they recruit people. But those people are really lonely and stuff because they let go of their family. You know, they don't go to, you know, family gatherings and stuff like that. They follow what they tell them to follow and stuff. And this made like the family where they knew lose their their house and just tore the person's life up because the person wanted to believe in it so hard.
The reason why that is because in the Bible where it talks about how Jesus said, give up your family and home and follow me. And those of you who look back is not fit for the kingdom.
Yeah, I guess that, yeah, they're getting it from that. And so, you know, the people, you know, like just reading through like the different instances, that was one guy's instance. Another person talked about another instance, another person talked about another instance and stuff about this church and stuff. And they referenced the name of what they called Jesus and stuff like that. And I found out what the name was and stuff. And I was like, what the hell is this, you know? And I told Aaron about it. And I read him the example of what happened. And it sounded identical to what the first time we went and like what they were trying to take it to and everything else and stuff. And look, it was weird. That's when we stopped. We just stopped, you know, stop going. Now, I will tell you guys that we did, a year later, we ran into these people again. Okay? First time was at the Snooks. Year later, we ran into the people. We was going for a nice little walk like I was starting out talking about. And then we ran into these people again. But it wasn't the same people. It was different people. But they were preaching the same shit. Same stuff. This time, we knew about the Bible. We were no longer Christians, so we knew about the Bible at this point. And we start going back and forth with people. You know, I wish we would have had our Bibles there and everything like that. But now, anyone's prepared the next time we run into those people, you know. Because that was the last time I ran into them. Now, with Awan, he ran into the people at a Walmart. The guy from before, like from a year ago. He ran into that guy. And what was your experience like with that guy when you ran into him again at the Walmart?
They kept talking about, you know why it's important to keep the Passover? Because you're supposed to have it, because now you can have eternal life, and now blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here like, what's wrong with you people? I was like, Jesus didn't even die. He was given myrrh, aloes, and hyssop, medicine. Okay? He was dressed as a gardener when Mary went to find him. Okay? He was alive.
Yeah.
He went and ate. Spirits only to eat. They healed this guy up with medicine. When you're sick and you want to be healed, you get medicine. So, if he's on the cross and he's supposedly dead, you can't drink medicine. And I was telling these people that. It's like, no, they only gave him that when he was a baby. They only gave him myrrh and they only frankincense and all that stuff when he was a baby. They had no clue that it was medicine.
No, they gave Jesus gifts, yeah. They did, but the thing with Jesus being born and stuff, that has a lot of their stuff in there there's parables with that, you know, that works with with the planets, the stars and everything, what the wise men symbolized and everything, what Jesus symbolized. There's stuff behind that too, about what that is. You know, yeah, he got gifts, he got oils, yeah, he did. But yes, in the Bible, you know, you go open up the King James Bible. Anyone was reading from the, what does it say? The Traditional Values Holy Bible, King James Version. And if you turn it on the side, it's the Authorized Version. Actually, that's what it says on the side. It's the Authorized King James Version. So he's reading from the Authorized Version that Christians will recognize and they say that they follow and they believe.
I got it from Pastor, by the way.
So
I got my Bible from a pastor, the same pastor I used to go to church to.
So, I mean, the thing is, it's just like, I'll tell you, it's some scary shit with these Christian people that are going to try to recruit you, want you to come to their church and stuff, and they say they'll give you food and stuff like that or whatever. Now, I'm going to tell you, I understand that there are people who are having a hard time, who are Christians and stuff, and maybe the person lost a job and they have a family, maybe a guy or whatever, or maybe a woman and she lost a job or whatever, or they're a couple and they have kids and they're struggling, they don't have food and they have kids and they're trying to feed them and stuff, and these people come up to you and you're baited in by food and stuff, and I guess that's what they go by because they know people are struggling. So yeah, they'll try to bait you in like that or whatever, and that's not right. It's not right to abuse people. Okay, to abuse people by trying to bait them on with food and stuff like
And
that.
taking advantage of their situation and shit.
Yeah, because how do people get kidnapped? Imagine if you got somebody who sees people do that and stuff, and they try to use it to kidnap kids or, people and families and stuff, and sell them into some kind of slavery and shit in the black market. You got to be careful with this kind of shit. Yeah, we went because we thought we were Christians at the time. And we believed and thought that it was a test from God, and we thought if we did it, we'd get close to God. That's what we thought. Now we know better. We're spiritual. We are no longer Christian, and we now know better. But for those of you watching, I want you to know there's people who would do this shit. And it's scary that they'll try to pick you up and drive you to their church, and it's a temporary place, and they'll try to teach you all this stuff that seems like hidden stuff that you've never heard of.
Hey, when we was in the van that they had us in, I was telling her, I was like, hey, look, if we end up someplace that we can't recognize, I was like, look, unlock the door. We're gonna have to jump out. I was like, look, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. If we get lucky, we can hit a red light and fucking make it out of here. And I was like, but we might have to do this. But I still always asked her because she knows this place better than I do. And I was like, do you still recognize? You still recognize?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, we're still around.
For real.
But it was,
remember,
yeah, we were
don't get in the car with strangers. But
yeah, I was freaked out.
A test with God. I'm going on blind faith. Know what I'm saying?
It was
blind
freaky.
faith from it got me fucked up.
It was so freaky. Like, I was scared too. Like, I didn't know. I had these signs going off. Scared. I know what's going on. They didn't have a gun or anything, but still, it just felt weird. And I'm saying this because there's probably some young people, maybe young people watching. I don't know. And, you're watching this because you're trying to find out the truth about stuff and with spirituality and stuff, and you want to try it out. I want to warn you. There are people who do that. There are serial killers. People weren't serial killers. They didn't kill us. But there are people who would try to take advantage of your situation, and they are Christian. Okay? And do you think it's okay because they're Christian, but they'll take advantage of you, and they'll suck you in real good because they know, oh, well, this person is a Christian. They'll say, oh, you're a Christian. They'll just take advantage of that. And that's something you need to be aware of because people will do that. These days, people are struggling. They lost jobs. They lost their house or something like that. And these people are going along with it, and it's scary that people are trying to take advantage of you because you're a Christian and stuff, but they think because you're a Christian, they think you're stupid enough to fall for the shit. And not asking questions because they know you believe in Christianity and stuff like that. And so that's what they're counting on. But you don't want your kids to get sucked into something, whether they're, they're elementary school age or even middle school age or high school age kids. You don't want your kids to get sucked into something. Because y'all can't eat and stuff, and they invite these people to your house because they think, oh, it's a good thing because you're talking about Christian stuff or whatever. You don't want that to happen.
Next thing you know, your house is robbed, and they sitting there, leave a note, and the Bible's telling you to be content with your situation and to be content with what you have already and not be trying to expect anything or trying to get rich or trying to get wealthy because it's easier for the camel to go through an eye of a needle than for a rich man or a wealthy man to go into heaven.
Yeah.
Please.
Absolutely. So, I know we took this turn, but I feel like it's so important to talk about that. Now, I do want to go back to people who have the gift. So, we're going to talk about the spiritual teachers.
They probably done turned it off by this time.
It's fine. If they're serious about it, they'll keep watching. If they're not, they can still watch the general bullshit that's out there.
Oh.
Anyway, but I do want to say, well, if they turn it off, then they're going to get kidnapped. And that's their problem. Now, I'm so serious. That really happened when we were in the van with those people. That really happened, and we went to their church. That shit really happened.
We was ready to jump.
Yes, that really fucking happened.
Also, boy.
But yeah, I wanted to go back to no, they're probably watching. Some people watch this stuff for long periods of time. You know, a lot of popular YouTubers, people watch that. But in our stuff, we talk about stuff that a lot of other YouTubers don't talk about, which is the great thing about us, because we actually talk about real shit. And how it really affected us. Like, that was a real life experience we had. Okay? But spiritual teachers, I will say this. There are people on YouTube, they got their third eye open. Like, anyone had an instance where the person, lady, her name started with K, and stuff like that. And there are instances where these people who are supposed to be trying to supposedly help you open your third eye or get these psychic gifts or whatever, there's instances where these people, you're reaching out to them for help and they don't want to help you. Okay? They'll have Facebook groups and stuff, right? But they will not get back to you. Look at what happened with Anwan when he was trying to reach out about, you know, his session for the Jumpstart session. You know, because he's trying to go on a spiritual journey, because he was prepared to go to the point where he wanted to open up his own business and spiritual business, and through what she was doing. And she had like this whole school she was doing and stuff to teach people how to do it and run a business and stuff like that for spiritual business. Think about that. He was prepared to spend a lot of money, but due to his experience, he didn't, you know. And so, I mean, thing is, also, I think you found out about that other guy's experience with the lady or whatever, where it took 2 months or 3 months to get in contact or get an appointment and stuff, which is ridiculous. If you're going for anything and you're supposed to get an appointment, make sure that they respond to you, you know.
I thought, like, I mean, I don't know if I told y'all, but I just took it as I got scammed.
Yeah.
I brought awareness to others, and then I just left it alone, and I just said, okay, I'm going to have to try somebody else.
Yeah. And, like, the thing is, and there's other people, too, that are out there. Some people are from right people, you know, and stuff. But people, you got people who just, they are these big time YouTubers. They got over 100,000 subscribers and stuff. And like I said, they got Facebook groups, but they're, you know, they're supposed to be the admin, and people want to talk to them, you know, because on YouTube, there's like tons of comments. So they think, hey, Facebook group, I join it, then the person's going to talk to me and I can get tips and stuff. And the person, the big time YouTuber who wants to talk to you, they don't talk to you. They don't respond. Not even on their website do they respond. Now with the lady with the K, with her, I will say,
first name start with a K, last name start with a C.
So, I will say that with her website, you could leave a review, and it didn't post.
Yeah.
So, what's that tell you? You know, and I really think that it was mostly about money to her, because she was willing to end his stuff real fast, but then she was thinking about other people, I guess people who paid more money, you know, type shit.
You know, it's really fucked up, because I put a lot of trust in her. I liked her stories were so authentic sounding, because they were so personal, and I've never heard this stuff before, and it wasn't very general. So I thought, this person's telling the truth somewhere, but they're being told to shut up somewhere else at the same time. They're telling the truth somewhere, but there's somewhere they're lying, or they're told they can't do stuff, because she was talking about how, you know, she was talking about Barry Littleton, and then these like black box helicopters would fly over her, and then like she's been warned and stuff like that before. Like she ended up talking a little too much, and they was going to quiet her up. So then she came up with this whole Patreon thing, where her Patreon content is supposed to be back on real stuff and not on fake stuff or half truth stuff, which is basically still lying or be secretive. But I mean, that's what I mean.
I will say that.
And then she had these classes I was going to take, but I didn't take them, and they were like $1,000-something because of my experiences with the smaller stuff.
Well, I think the thing is that, you know, if you're going to be a spiritual teacher, a guru, whatever, if you're going to do that and you have a business associated with helping people to develop whatever gifts they're trying to get, you know, and people join your, you know, they're a subscriber to comment, or they're, you know, on a Facebook group you have or whatever, comment to people. You know, don't just start a group and then be that person who, you're this big time YouTuber, and, you know, at first you needed people to watch your stuff and you was commenting back and forth to them, and then now that you got the big time making a bunch of money, now you don't want to talk to people. You know, you're supposed to be somebody there to help people to get to something. Don't just give them general information now that you're making a bunch of money or you're scared what people are going to think. You have the potential to influence a lot of people and to help people to get to a better and happier life than what they have. And if you just have a group that's, you know, first starts off with substance and then it goes downhill and shit, now on your group, now people are talking about, you know, talking about babies and stuff, having babies and stuff or whatever, some fake ass shit. But your group is supposed to be specifically about a certain type of, you know, psychic gift that people can develop and stuff, and they can't do it. What's the point of the group anymore? It doesn't matter how many people's in it. It's gone. You know, the group's gone to shit because there's no substance. Because people are coming in and they hear about your group, but then they can't get any information because they're hoping to talk to you and they can't. You know, me, when I start a Facebook group for my business, you know, and I might have more than one, but when I do it, what I'm gonna do is that, you know what, when people come and they're in my group and stuff and they want me to talk to them, I'll do it in a format like I've seen other people on YouTube do it. You know, I'll do it live and people can ask me questions and I'll respond. I'll keep it to a certain time, you know what I'm saying, type of thing, but I'll answer people's questions at least once, you know, at least once a week. I'll do that, you know, and try to get back to people, let people know I'm active and stuff. And yeah, I'll let people post stuff within the area we're talking about. But with spirituality, things come together and blend together and stuff like that. But you got to keep it in check. You don't want your stuff ending up like your Facebook group's about spirituality, but it's turned into Jerry Springer. You know what I'm saying? Or people trying to get their Jerry reads or something like that. You don't want that like that. You don't want that like that. You know, there is some spirituality groups on YouTube that are like that. Unfortunately, it is. And people come in for information. They want the big time person to talk to them, and they're not talking to them. And that sucks, you know. And it's tough. When you first start a spiritual journey, you've never done it before, you want insight. You know, me and Anwan, we're going to both be helping people, you know, and we're going to be responsive to people. You know, that's why we ask, you know, you guys to comment. If you know, you have a question, concern, or whatever, we want to be able to respond to it because you guys give us ideas about other things to talk about. You know, rather than us just talking, you know, getting ideas ourselves, we can get other ideas to do different things. You know, and you'll be surprised, you know, like, you ever had that experience where, you know, you had a certain train of thought, you know, and then somebody, for whatever reason, they will inspire you to talk about something else because you never thought to go in that direction. Well, that's what we want. We want to go in different directions and find out what people want us to talk about and speak on, because we probably had experiences and we probably had them, but we didn't share them because, you know, there's so much to share. You know, like I talked about my experience yesterday with, you know, my meditation. You know, that's something I experienced. But, you know, nobody asked me. I just kind of volunteered. You know, but I'm okay with sharing my experience. I'm so okay with it because I had a video where I said, you know, a video called Almost Had Sex in Lucid Dreams. So I'm willing to go that far to talk about something like sex because it's a real thing that happens. Aaron, did you have anything more? Yeah, but
That's all I can think of when it comes to the third eye stuff and people not, you know,
not
having a gift
sharing.
and not sharing it.
Yeah, not
and
sharing.
Not sharing what they did.
And not encourage. One thing is not encouraging people to share their experiences. You know, there's tons of people who, you know, I understand there's people who don't want to share their experience, but, you know, I mean, it's necessary, I think. You know, I really think it is to share your experience. And these people, the big time people, I think they should encourage people in their groups to share. Because if you encourage people to share, we'll have more information and we'll know about more stuff. Because everybody's experience is part of the bigger puzzle.
So how are we doing it? Experimentation. Every little thing that we hear, we try it out. If she hears some new information, I'll give it a shot. If I hear any new information, I'll tell her. And if she's willing to give it a shot, she'll give it a shot. If not, it's her choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we try by experimentation a lot with people, different people, with YouTubers who have spiritual, you know, channels and stuff. We do it by experiment to see if what they did works, and if it works for us, or if it doesn't, we try it out and stuff, and then we share with you guys what we encounter.
You know, for what our money will allow us to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we ain't rich people. We regular people.
And we're together. You know what I'm saying? So our meals affect each other because it's like she wants certain things to eat, and I'm usually the one that cooks the meals and does most of the housework, whatever. So, and it's like, I just don't be feeling like making 2 different fucking meals.
Yeah, and
because then if I do that, I'm taking food away from her that she'll want later. Like, let's say that I'm going to, just eat vegetables. She usually likes vegetables to go with her protein.
Yeah.
So I'll be taking that away. Like, so this is not something that you can do unless you have the right amount of money to do so.
Here's something I encourage people to do. I will say this. We were talking earlier, and if you're a person and you're on a path to spirituality and stuff, and let's say you left Christianity or whatever your religion is, and you're on a path towards, opening your third eye, having a spiritual awakening or whatever, if you're somebody who you want to get in a relationship with somebody, I will say this, and we'll probably be doing a video on this too, but if you're somebody, you're following spirituality, you're free and discovering new stuff or whatever, I will tell you, if you're a guy, girl, spiritual, okay, don't get in a relationship with somebody who is of organized religion, because that will crush your progress with spirituality, because they will be nagging at you because they want you to be doing what's going on in their religion, and maybe you just left Christianity, but then they want to pull you back into it, and you're just trying to find some cool stuff, but then they want to pull you back and stuff like that. Yeah, word of advice, and we'll be doing a video on this, but anyway, it's just the point. If you're looking for somebody who's going to be on a journey with you and understand you and stuff like that, find somebody who is spiritual and they understand. I mean, for us, it's worked for us, because when we were Christians, we were at each other's throats a lot harder. But now we're spiritual, we are not, and I think that's a miracle, okay? It is a miracle, all right? It's a miracle. Rather than what people would say a miracle would be, it is. It's definitely a miracle.
A miracle is not something that happens 90% of the time.
Like
having a baby.
Okay. Oh yeah, we saw like 8
Billboards.
women. We saw 8 women at the Walmart, and they were pregnant
with babies already.
But some people may believe that there's a crisis with babies and people cannot get pregnant, and it's hard to believe it. But that it's hard to happen. We saw bunches of women at Walmart.
Yeah, don't believe the shit that they're saying on the news or wherever you're hearing that shit on the news or on media. Don't believe that shit. Believe it after you use your own eyes and take a look. Because is that really the case? If they were right and that was the case, why is there so many job-seeking groups on Facebook? There should be plenty available if there really is a shortage in people. Now,
absolutely.
Isn't there?
It should be. I just say, going with it, just with that.
You should see baby places struggling, like Bye Bye Baby or Babies R Us. You should see places like that struggling.
But they booming.
Really, yeah.
They booming. We worked at a baby store.
You should see the prices dropping for resources, because there's not enough people to have an inflation go up, because there's more plentiful food to go around, more plentiful resources to go around. So if prices are going to be low, gas going to be low, less people driving around, less that. See, use your own eyes.
Oh,
don't look at what the shit that fucking the news and is trying to tell you so that they can make you do some shit. Because if that was the case, why are they thinning out so many kids when there's been 18 school shootings this year alone in 2018 already? And it's only been 2 fucking months. Damn.
Yeah, this is in the U.S.
They thinning out people.
Yeah, and so that's something to bear in mind. I mean, bro, like, a lot of people, they don't think. Now, if you're watching the news and stuff like that, and you're ingrained in the matrix, if you're all about watching the TV or looking at the news and stuff, that's just what that is. Unfortunately, people don't know that who are saying they're spiritual. They don't really know that.
A miracle is when you hit that jackpot on the motherfucking lottery. A miracle is when you hit a jackpot during the lottery tickets. A miracle is when your ass is about to crash and hit some motherfucking bus because it's ice outside and you just so happen to stop right there. That's a miracle. Okay, a miracle is somebody with terminal cancer. Okay, and there's nothing they can do. They're going to die in 3 months. A miracle is when, they fucking happen to have lived for an extra 3 months. You was actually
Some
able
people,
to do things, or they was able to recover or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a miracle. Things that happen about 5% of the time. That's miracles.
yeah, that's very true.
Not something that happens 90% of the time.
Yeah, like people having babies, which it happens, or people getting married.
That's
Because
not,
people always say congratulations to people when they get married, and there's tons of people get married.
for what? For what? I'm not going to say congratulations to that, because for me, your ass is just
like everybody else.
You need a green card, you need that, so you have to get married, or you're pressuring the guy in the marriage through having a baby, through trying to trap him or something like that, or you trying to get alimony plus child support so that you can be set, for life, or you only trying to stay married for the 10 years so that you get alimony for the rest of your life, or or you're marriage crazy and you just jumping in and out of relationships
Or
to
you
keep on
just-
getting married because you're married.
Yeah,
crazy.
or you wanna make your you was with somebody, and now you and the person broke up. There's an instance where we know somebody who they had a house, they had a dog, they had a significant other. This girl, she had a relationship with a guy, and they had a dog and a house and everything. Things was going good. They both had jobs, the whole thing. But somewhere along the line, the girl gets pregnant, and the guy, well, he left because he told her that he didn't want kids, and she went ahead and had a baby anyway, and then he was up, he left, and the thing is that, she was better off before she had the kid, and, she could have still had a relationship with the guy, and kept the house and the dog and everything, you know what I'm saying? But she wanted the baby, she wanted to follow what her sister was doing, and she wanted to keep up with what the other girls were doing on Facebook and stuff or whatever. Now I'll tell you this, what happened to her. She's now moved back in with her mom. Instead of having her own place, she's now with her mom, and she has that, child and stuff like that, which is better. Own independence or moving back in with your parents.
Saying that you're trapped and you know it, and while you're saying that, he's sitting there showing you just how trapped he is, packing all his shit in front of your face and leaving you.
Yeah, I mean, it's some real shit, What I was getting to, and I'm trying to keep myself going with this.
I know this is all over the place.
It's okay, but what I was trying to say is that the thing is, I would say about the girl doing the thing of having the baby and the guy that wanted to and stuff, which is a different instance than another video we talked about. What I want to say is that for the girl, now that she has a baby, one of the things that I was trying to add to what Aaron was saying is that you have girls who they have a baby with a guy, and then the guy leaves, breaks up with him, so now the guy is their ex. So now the girl feels like, oh man, well, I want to get back at him. So she feels that she wants to go and, go get in a relationship with some other guy. And then, announce it on Facebook that she's engaged and she's going to be getting married. And she's doing it, trying to get married and stuff because she wants to get her ex back. Is there guys who want to get their, ex-girlfriend back? Maybe. It can happen. But a lot of times people get in a marriage and going towards it because they want to get their ex back. They want their ex. They want the person who left, who told them, hey, you do this, I'm gone. And they didn't believe it. And then, the person's gone and now they're trying to do everything to get it back. Get them back. But, I think if the person's your ex, you should move on and do something else. Learn from your experience. Don't just keep going with it. But that's all we had to say. We do go all over the place, but we go all over the place for a reason. Because life experiences are real. We're real. You're real. You have real problems, whatever, right? So we talk about real stuff because that's how life is. One minute you over here, next minute you over there. Why? Because this is what happens. This is stuff we see all the time. And we're talking about it because a lot of other people are not talking about it. Yes, we're spiritual people. We talk about it because we are free to talk about it. We are not controlled like people would be in organized religion. We're not. We're free to talk about whatever. go anywhere we want to go, whatever. Because organized religion, you can't do it. And you think you have to do it because some people are trying to please their family, whatever. Spiritual people, we don't do it. And we realize what our freedom is by us having the lives that we have and being spiritual and being free to do whatever. Because anyone knows he was in church and he felt like for 14 years, he felt like he always had to follow whatever the hell they said. He followed it. The more he followed, the worser and worser things got. Anyway, is that true?
Yeah.
So guys, thank you guys for watching. And I forgot at the beginning of the video to say that I'm Butterfly Spirit 314. I forgot to say that because I kind of just jumped in I jumped into the video. Okay, I made an error, but normal people make errors. They make mistakes, So, yeah, I'm Butterfly Spirit 314, and you're
hero.
And, we both have YouTube channels, and we do collabs when we have different topics. And we both speak on stuff. Me as, female, him as male. We both speak because as, basically as people, we have different perspectives. I'm a woman, he's a man. There's going to be some guys watching, interested in his perspective. Some girls watching, going to be interested in my perspective. We do this so it's not just one-sided. So people can't just say, oh, well, I'm a this person. Well, my big guy. Well, I'm a guy, and I don't agree. If I was making a video of myself, and she's a girl, so I'm gonna discount it. Or if it's a girl watching, and he's making a video, it's just gonna discount him because he's a guy. But we do it so that we have equal perspectives, male and female, like spiritual energy, male, female size of the brain. So we come together to make it complete. So to answer stuff. If you guys have comments, please feel free to comment. Got any questions? Comment below. You might be on, my channel, Butterfly Spirit 314, or his channel, And Your Hero, or whatever. We'd love to hear from you. Likes, like he said, it's not about the likes because likes don't do anything. But, subscribing to our channels does do something because we know that you're interested. And if you leave comments, we know that it resonated with you, or whatever. And we can start a dialogue and go in different directions and stuff so we can talk about more stuff. So, thank you guys for watching this video. And we gotta, leave. And we're gonna go do some stuff on this beautiful day and try to catch some sunlight while we can because it's been raining the last few days. All that rain, it just rained and rained and rained. And I was at work and it was just ridiculous. The whole week of rain and cold and all that stuff. So we're going to go enjoy the sunshine. And we encourage you guys to do the same if you do have sunshine wherever you are. So, see you guys later. Bye-bye.